what does it mean to have a good media mix or the right media mix for that business?
Yeah, absolutely. So building off what Lauren was just saying, so paid search is a great place to start. It's a no-brainer, right? You want to cover your backyard. You want to make sure that you're not, to Lauren's point, you're not just buying your brand name, but you're saying, what's that intent? Shopping for vehicles near me, or shopping for, potted plants near me, something along those lines, right? Making sure that you've got your coverage there. You're only paying when you're clicking, right? But that combination of utilizing and having it be the most efficient when you've got to pay, a great SEO strategy, those two go hand in hand. And then you move into channels that are going to complement that. They're going to drive more awareness. They're going to bring in that consumer consideration. So using channels like display and social and video, those channels were perceived as being very upper funnel, right? Just awareness based. It would be only something that, a tier one or a brand level advertiser would use. But now by layering in the targeting data that we've talked about, and you are able to be so precise in pinpointing the consumer that you're looking for. And it doesn't matter what channel they're in. It doesn't, get them on in their social feed, get them when they're looking at a display ad, right? You use that data now to be able to reach that consumer, that shopper, wherever they are. And so balancing all of those together is truly the best way to make sure that you're hitting your customers where they're shopping.
But the way I think about it is really in two capacities. One is like, I need to capture the demand that's already generated, right? Like Jackie was saying, like paid search, right? Like I'm a guy that works at Amazon, and I'm a big believer in like search intent and like making sure you're capturing that demand, right? But then there's the other side of the coin where we know we need to create the demand. And creating demand actually drives, intent in other mechanisms via like search. And so when I think about media mix, and probably it's almost even more important today than it was like 2 years ago. Like we're in an inflection point right now in the TV space where, Sarah mentioned it briefly earlier, where streaming TV is going to outpace the paid for TV households, right? And there's a lot of things that are driving that. Like the one thing that I'll say just from my own personal experience is like, I like to think about it like everybody used to have a BlackBerry, right? All of us had like that awesome like BlackBerry keyboard, right? We can slam out a text message, and I thought it was like the coolest thing, right? And then like a couple of years later, we all started to get iPhones. And then as marketers, we had to think about how do we shift like our media mix to a mobile first strategy, right? So like the same thing is happening in real time with smart TVs. So we just went through a remodel and I had to buy a couple new TVs. And if you've bought a new TV lately, like the interfaces have gotten just so dramatically intuitive now that it's really easy to understand why the streaming viewership is really catapulted over the last couple of years. So like when I think about like media mix, I think really about understanding like what is driving that media mix and how you as a marketer can start to shift your media mix along with the consumer habits and trends.